Because this thing is okay. Mic check, mic check. Wow, I know it looks like we always have mic problems, and that's because we always do. Um, I guess it's time to invest in some, new equipment. These are things I've had for a long time because these are things we've been doing for a long time. I'm just babbling now so that my floor manager, the studio producer, can tell me that we are a-okay for sound. Good morning and welcome to The Feed, Saturday, March the 23rd, 2024. I almost said the Daily Egg. Oh, you thought I almost did, but I didn't, I assure you. Because look, we've got some delicious things happening here. The Feed is all about simple, elegant, rich, complex but not complicated flavors done in very simple ways, presented beautifully, and also food for thought. Look, we don't just do, you know, things like normally or whatever. Actually, we think that everything we do is normal. I don't think that we're not normal. I think people like to say, look, I'm not normal. I'm different from everyone else. Well, sure, sure. But is that, I think that's really normal for people to consider that they're all different from each other. Look, we're not that different from each other, except it's our minds that actually make us different, and that's what makes us normal. Okay, this is not what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about a few things. I'm talking about sleep. Talking about look, the most important topic today. It's Palace from England. And then, of course, Palestine. I don't mean to make light of anything, but this is insane. What I'm watching now are clips on social media, Instagram, and it's necessary for us to watch this. It's disgusting. The journalist, the Palestinian journalist that is publishing all of these, Motaz Azaiza, he publishes this stuff. Like the clip is because they film it and then they publish it themselves. The colonizers, right?
Yeah.
And so as they're walking along, oh, by the way, they don't have flour. They've been having to scrounge flour from the ground. As they walk along, they just get bombed in real time. Yeah, sorry, perhaps this is not the conversation to have, but this is food for thought. But, however, I feel that when one is cooking, one needs to have positive thoughts. One cannot imbue what one is eating with negativity because that is what you're taking in. So forgive me if I say I do not wish to talk too much about this, but that's got nothing to do with being and keeping my head in the sand. That's not at all. We are all very aware, but food for thought, Be grateful for what you have because there are people who don't have anything. So just very quickly, because of course, if this was the Daily Egg, I would have talked about it then. But Kate Middleton, aka Catherine, Princess of Wales, has just released a video statement telling the world that she unfortunately has cancer, and she's had it for a while now, and she's been having chemotherapy treatments. How terrible for her! How absolutely awful! But also, why was this not then told when Charles's cancer diagnosis was revealed? Why did Catherine's have to be so hush-hush? It would have been better. I recall when Angelina Jolie, she wrote a letter and was very open about the fact that she was going through some things. Whatever. When people are open about it, then especially celebrities, it seems to encourage other people, women, to go and get checked up, etc., etc. I think the more you are visible, the more it is your duty to be transparent. I think it would have been so much better. And people are like now saying on Instagram, they're saying to other people getting really smug, like, see, all you people wanting to be nosy, blah, blah, blah. This is what, I'm sorry, what? Like, why you people are acting as if it's our fault she's got cancer. No, actually, it's the institution she married into. if cancers are emotional, and you cannot negate this, I don't think anyone can anymore, not even modern medicine. If the people themselves who get the illnesses, which are terrible, terrible afflictions on human beings and living beings, actually, all living beings then get cancers because it is according to how the cells are in the living beings. And this is why I feel it is really important when talking about cooking, etc., to have really, really beautiful thoughts. So I don't want to talk too much about Kate either, but I think this is all just still a cover-up. I unfortunately think that there are other things that there are other things here. But anyway, let's talk about other things. Like, my darling, what are you doing right now?
Making cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Yeah.
Because we are having cookies. And also, my friends, if the markets give you lots of lemonades, you, as in you, and you maybe, make fresh lemonade. So Dwayne's making all sorts of things. He's been making our wonderful, what he calls flu bomb, which is a lemon concoction with everything in it.
Sorry, can I just correct you? You said the market gives you lemonades.
If the market gives you lemons, then you make lemonade. So yes, we got a huge box of lemons from the markets last weekend already. Goodness.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yes, and it was just like, it feels so abundant. Having lemons in your house feels abundant also because lemons are fairly expensive. But you know what? I don't think I've ever mentioned this, that lemons are not a naturally occurring fruit. They are a hybrid. They're a mix of a citron. They're citron and orange to make I feel a way more versatile fruit than orange. I have to be in the mood for oranges, but I'm always in the mood for lemons in some way or the other. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful fruit, and all the different, so all the things, that's why there's so many different lemons, because they're all citrons.
Yeah, right.
Like, this is lemon. The others are all different kinds of citron. It's quite amazing. So lemonade, fresh lemonade, although you've been making, as I said, flu bomb, which is a concoction. What do you have in it, my darling?
Ginger, garlic, cayenne pepper, and lemons.
Oh my gosh, the first time I had it, this was when I was still, because Dwayne and I were first work colleagues and best mates and housemates. And so you made it for the household. And my ex-stepdaughter and I, we had it, and it was, well, the cayenne almost burnt our tonsils, because at that stage my palate was quite whitified, quite urified. For a while there, even I, brown woman from the core inside out, was actually quite, you had said that to me. You said you're very, this is afterwards we were talking, that you said that I had lived a very white life. And I was very offended by that. But anyway.
Yeah. I didn't mean that.
Of course. I just love
visually as well.
Yes, of course. I totally get it. I totally understand. Look, I do feel that is the case, but I also know that I'm Indian, and I'm Indo-Fijian, and I speak Hindi from Fiji and India and a few other languages. And I don't know, it was a bit of a shock to me to hear that, but I understand why. And after my mother passed, that was my last connection to sort of that Indianness. And I wasn't speaking Hindi to anyone. Not that I speak Hindi with you, darling, because he's triracial and he speaks the official language of our country of birth, and that is English. Hello, product of colonization. So what am I saying? What was I saying? So the flu bomb is what you have made, and something else you said, which is where I digressed and carried on. But anyway, so the flu bomb is what hello. Always, that's warms the cockles of my heart to see you. There, and now I feel like, yay, that's it. Great. Oh, and Brother Dwayne. So we're making fresh lemonade from the lemon haul that we got from the markets, a box. And look, I have to show you, we have a bowl, huge bowl of lemonade and lemons. I keep saying, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Oh, another bowl. And I'm also watching myself, and it's very meta, and it feels weird. And it's cool though, not weird, but like cool. It feels like surreal, like ooh, Inception. Anyway, so I was saying, so that's what Dwayne is doing, and so that it was $5 Australian for a big box of lemons. And I was talking about citron, etc., and then I digressed maybe a bit too much, and now I don't know where I am. So we'll go back to this. So Dwayne is also making cookies, and we're calling them cookies because in Australia, I really got drummed out of me. Oh, now I remember what I was talking about, how whiteified, how Eurofied I was. And because let me just finish that thread then, because in that family, well, it was a white Australian family, even though my ex does identify as Indigenous because his maternal great-grandmother was Indigenous or something like that. I don't know. But he wasn't brought up Indigenous. He was brought up white with all the privileges of white. And the children are, white. But they're my stepchildren, and I brought them up, and I love them. And anyway, we're moving on. So yes, I did. I did curries, and when my mother lived, she made curries every week, and I wore Indian clothes, and I'm Indian. I don't need things around me to show because I am Indian, and I'm never going to be anything but Indian. And specifically Indo-Fijian. It's in me. It's this is what I bleed, and that's identity. It's not a racial grouping, because if we're going to go racial grouping, Indo-Fijians are of Southeast Asian ancestry, but we're all like, yeah, I don't know about that. We're from Fiji. It's just a thing. Every Indo-Fijian, we love the continent. We love India, love India. So grateful I'm of Indian ancestry, and I really love that Dwayne is Indigenous Fijian, Chinese, and Indo-Fijian. I love that. It's wonderful. I love that mix. Because I guess I wanted to say is I'm glad I'm not of Euro origin blood, and that's a terrible thing to say, and it makes me sound, what, bigoted? I don't think we can sound racist. Listen to the language I am speaking. And I don't mean it to be that way, but there is something about a Euro blood type that, and I don't mean blood type, but a Euro type, that why are they so fragile? Why are they so jealous, and why are they so coveting? And I don't quite understand that. I was recording an episode for our podcast, Radio Fly, and I was talking about how, yes, I have had why women drive me nuts, because I love women, purely platonic passion, and I am reconnecting or connecting. With multicultural sisters, and I love that. I really love that, because I have to say that, as I was saying in that episode, a lot of times for me, the people who have betrayed me, the women who have betrayed me, are of Euro origin in some way, and I don't quite understand what it is about the Euro woman, especially, that gets so terribly jealous, loves you for everything as long as that sunshine is shining on them, and then it's weird. It's almost like a male thing. And we had this conversation yesterday, darling, and you're one of, I keep you, please understand, Dwayne is exempt from things I talk about in this, because it takes a lot of work to be a man, and it takes a lot of work on self. Only you can change yourself. So anyway, I don't know. So this is what I'm talking about on the podcast, and I have loved many, many Euro origin sisters, and we've had such tight friendships. But in the end, something happens. There's something I don't know. Because what I was saying is this, and you will have to listen to those episodes. Women's love is never ending, but you have got to deserve it. It's not about earning it. We don't want you to earn it. We want you to deserve our love. Work on yourself. Deserve my love. And that's how I have always been. As a woman, I've always understood that. And this is what we're talking about in the episodes, darling. But anyway, look, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from that because we are making cookies, and I forgot to tell you what kind. Where you do you like my use of we? So, darling, what are you doing right now?
This is butter, milk, and a little bit of oil.
Right.
And an egg.
And what's happening here?
So this is the ginger and the strawberry gum
Okay.
flour mix.
Okay, so I've got to show you all of this. Look, how remiss of me. See, I have said to you, this is not a cooking show. This is a show about food, simple, elegant food, and food for thought. Because there's all these things that I haven't shown you at all. Now, what's here?
Ginger.
Ginger, freshly grated ginger, bought at the markets as well. And
flour mix.
And this is,
coconut sugar.
and okay, and so where are the flakes, my darling?
Oh, I put them in the flour already.
Oh, I missed it. Oh my goodness. Look, these, and is the little bottle around? This was a gift from
those flakes, right? These flakes, sorry.
the strawberry gum flakes.
Yeah, they're in there. Sorry.
Right. So what is this? This is muesli
Yeah,
and
that's the
pepita, and in there will go dates, my friend. So this cookie batch is the date, pepita, and oats cookies,
Yep.
right? And this one is going to be the ginger, which has just been freshly grated. Look at that. I don't know if you can, but look at it. And what my husband is going to add also are these strawberry gum flakes. Strawberry gum as in eucalypt. And they just, if you can smell, they have a slight strawberry aroma. It's an indigenous product, indigenous owned label as well. And it was sent to me by my friend Lokesh, who is an exceptional human being, an exceptional designer with a wonderful fusion of Indian and futuristic, future Indo type thing. And is also a human rights lawyer, specifically indigenous rights. Isn't that amazing? So anyway, Lokesh sent me this as part of a care package because, you know, I have lovely friends. I have lovely friends. And that's why I get mad at the fact that I also have friends who have kind of betrayed me. And this is what I was talking about. But if you listen to the podcast episodes, it's there because, unfortunately, reality and fact of life is making me quite rigidly, not racist, but very, I can no longer look at Euro people and go, now I have to be quite vocal about the fact that they all seem to be quite fragile, even the good ones. It's like, what are you doing? Why do we all, like, everything to do with trauma is all Euro-led in its, acknowledging and healing. But anyway, let's go back to this. And so you're mixing now?
Yes, I have to plug this.
All right, so you're going to go there because, yes, the mixing is a bit loud. So Dwayne is mixing I don't know what you're mixing, darling. The oil, the butter,
milk,
oil,
egg.
Oil, milk, butter, and egg. And Dwayne is now mixing that over there. And these cookies, so we call them cookies, okay? God, I'm going all over the place. So, one thing at a time, woman.
Add some.
So and vanilla. Oh, yum, and vanilla.
I usually use butter, but I'm using oil.
Right.
So I'm adding milk.
We're conserving butter because otherwise we eat a lot of real butter.
Yeah.
We don't eat fake butter. We eat real butter because real butter is good for you. Fat is not the problem. Sugar is the problem. And bad fat is the problem, yes. But fat itself is not the problem. And our bodies do know how to regulate it. But unfortunately, it's because sugar and processed food and all that stuff and starchy stuff take precedence in the digestion. That's why it's all a bit problematic. So normally I have vanilla, real vanilla, darling, we've had real vanilla.
Yeah.
And so Dwayne would have used a vanilla paste that is scraped out of the vanilla stick. Do you know what vanilla looks like? It looks like cinnamon sticks. And so it's bark. Vanilla is a bark, and there's nothing vanilla about it. Of course, the Euro world has made vanilla a term that is a synonym for boring or bland, and there is nothing boring nor bland about vanilla. It is one of the most exotic, sensual aromas ever. Anyway, so he's mixing. So excuse me, I'm going to just drink some tea. I'm going to put on mute for a few seconds so while Dwayne mixes. Thank you. I hope this, please do let me know. I mean, can you hear me? Okay. Dwayne's doing sound check as well. So, oh gosh, because I do really, look, I love Euro origin people. I have brought up an entire family. I have loved, people, friends. Two of my best male friends are Euro origin, as in white guys, I have had really intense friendships with Euro origin women, still do. I connect. And I talk about this all on the episode that I haven't published yet, by the way. But there's something weird going on with them, There is such a need for identity that they will kill other people for it. And without fail, a Euro origin woman friend has always has betrayed me in some way or the other. I talk about this in depth more. Anyway, but I do love friendships, and I love woman friendship. I love the way women are friends with each other. It's sister friendship. It's real love. It's platonic love. We fall in love with each other. We fall, and in another episode about to be published, where Dwayne and I are talking about something, and it's for me when and I talk about how when we first met and why it seems to we have been able to connect the way we do is because Dwayne fell in respect with me and I fell in trust, and I feel that is the harmony of being in love. Women need to trust 100%. We need to know that the partner we are with will never let us down and has our back, and also takes over when we just get a bit tired. And that's what women need. We need that from everybody. Deserve our love, because we'll give it. We're never ending with our love, but deserve it. Oh, darling, this is that. So this is the ginger. Mm-hmm. And into the flour mixture that you had already put the ginger in and the strawberry gum.
Yes, that's right.
Flakes. Then you poured this mixture that is milk, butter, egg, and oil.
Yep.
Into here to make a simple batch of cookies. Now, Dwayne uses coconut sugar, and I'm sorry about that. We've got a bit of a noise thing in the background. Do you mind if I mute for a few seconds? I'm sorry about this. It's very annoying. Unless, of course, you can't hear it. Can you hear that? There is a motorcycle revving in the background.
It's weird because I can't hear it.
So you, dear listener, I'm sorry.
But it seems to be all right.
It's okay. Look, I'm not going to give this person grief. Understand, I want to, because I am that auntie. Don't call me auntie, but I am that auntie. It's like, shut up! I am the one that yells out of the wind off our balcony in our complex, because we have, young people living around and other, and so they're occasionally going to have a party. Fine. Once in a while, I'll tolerate it, even tolerate it till 3 a.m. But after a while, it's like, okay. And so I make it very well known. I have no qualms. I'm quite scary. Not as scary as you, darling. Remember that time when we were living in Suva, and it was a Sunday morning, or it was a very frighteningly early. Well, it wasn't a day, it was like 6:30. Okay, 6:30. The next door neighbors, poor maintenance groundsman, then starts mowing. And I'm like, are you serious? And plus, I wasn't in a very tolerant mood, my friends, because at this stage, I was also just in the first stages of my healing trajectory when I had just imploded and had my mental break through. So you then went out and had to yell above the roar of the lawnmower. Oh my gosh, that just woke me up because I'd asked you to go and tell him to please be quiet, or just give us an hour more till 7:30 at least. My gosh, your voice could have been heard in Vanuatu, I swear, in Maduata, the province of your, grandmother. My goodness, paternal grandmother. Wow. I mean, seriously. Anyway, that was very nice to hear this boom. And look what's going on here. Quite beautiful. My darling. So this is pepita and oats. And then what happens with the dates?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap the dates in.
Oh my yum yums. So we can just bite into whole dates. So that's what Dwayne is doing. If you want the recipes, these are very simple things. I'm sure you have your own recipes for doing things. As I said, this is not a cooking show. This is just about simple, elegant flavors that we love, that we eat, that Dwayne utilizes everything. We live a very luxurious, frugal life. And this is also what I was talking about in one of the episodes that I have yet to publish, but has got all of this. And something we were talking about last night. Actually, that one we did finish because Dwayne and I took a rare evening off. And we started fairly early. Well, actually, no, just 5:36. Because it was a beautiful afternoon. It was beautiful. And, it was just the cacophony of birds. I mean, we sound like we live in a jungle, and you can hear it in the background of our episode because we don't use fancy mics and stuff. And, we just use my phone and we record. And so the background noise of life happens because that's life. There's children screaming in the background, life, and it's fine. And I especially do like the sound of children having fun, though. I get very distressed when I hear children crying. And then I get irritated because I do realize that I'm not angry at the child. I'm actually angry at the parent but I'll never take it out on a woman, really. God, women have it hard enough. Anyway, where was I? Gosh, I do digress, don't I? So I was talking about the podcast, and I was talking about how we took an evening off, and it was just wonderful to be so relaxed and chilled. And at first we were lying there in silence and just watching the outside. I'm always grateful for vegetation, for trees, for plants, because you feel connected. You don't feel alone when you look around you and look at trees and look at plants. I just feel like, wow, we're all so connected. We come from this. I really feel I have never looked to the stars, even though I've always been into, astronomy. I've never looked to the stars thinking, oh, we're so alone here. I've always been like, why did I get put here alone? But thank gosh for, flowers and my mother. And now my husband. Because, look, I don't know. But I've never felt lonely. I've always understood that we are living beings. By the way, these are dates that are going into this dough. Pitted dates that are going into this dough. I love dates and oh my gosh, you brewed coffee, yum. So here is the Omani kettle from, of course, Oman, not just bought anywhere, but from Oman, that was bought for us by my sister-in-law as a wedding gift. And now why it's extra special is my sister-in-law is married to, her husband is from Oman, and he too, his family too has an interesting history because they're actually from Zanzibar. It's beautiful, wonderful. So how wonderful. And then they are triracial. They are Indo-Fijian, Kaiviti, and Chinese. So it's wonderful. And then your nieces and nephews are mixes of their own. So it's all very interesting. Anyway, going back to that kettle, Omani kettle. And why it's special also is because I love Oman. Oman is one of my favorite countries in the world. I can hardly wait to talk with you about it because actually 11 years ago, yum, these dates, is when my true obsession with dates started. I've always loved dates because my mother loves dates, but it was in Oman. Oh my gosh, you are truly just making this a date slice. These are date slice cookies.
Sure, right.
These are not cookies. These are date cookies. These are date slice cookies. Oh my yum gosh. So my obsession with that's where they go. Look at that. Hello. My obsession with cookies started in Oman because 11 years ago, around this time, 11 years ago, I was traipsing all around Oman as part of a press junket that was organized by Tourism Oman in conjunction with the Sultanate of Oman, so government sponsored, and that was like the top travel journalists and top bloggers, because blogging was the thing back at that time. And I, my friends, was a very, very popular blogger. My reach was insane. I had unique readership of, $10,000 to $15,000, $50,000 on average. No, not dollars. Viewers, unique viewers on average, going up to 20. It was amazing. Oh my God! These are not cookies. These are date slice. God! And they're great. So, oh gosh, look, I really think that we need to see more of this. And if anyone wants to know what is in all of these, and I'll have them up in the caption, I think, just in case. But it's also how you make it. And it has to be made with love and passion and rough. I love, we call these cookies because they're not biscuits, and they're certainly not cookies either now, we've decided. But the other one will be cookies, but this, oh my gosh. These are massive, massive slices. So I was saying about Oman, right? And so I was one of the bloggers, and my gosh, Oman was my first true introduction to the Middle East. Wow. Oh, wow. And, Arabic coffee, Omani coffee. It's just Dwayne, when he brews coffee for us, it's Arabic inspired, like kawa. My apologies. When I'm in the country, I can adopt the country's pronunciation, and when I'm not, I seem to lose the ability to speak the language too.
In another country, so you're adopting this country's.
Right. Oh, yeah, mate. Which I used to love the Australian accent. And I love that you can do that. You can do the Australian accent. It's wonderful. It was wonderful. And I want to share this because my photographs were used to promote Oman, and my stories were popular, etc. And it was such an incredible, incredible time getting to see the best of Oman, of course, in a very luxurious way. We didn't do it, like budget. We did it luxury level. So I'm pretty sure that those luxury places, they all are still there, and Oman still is truly an incredible place to visit. I will talk more about it, accompanied with all the photographs that I took and footage, etc., and experiences. I had such a great time. I ended up on the front cover of one of their top newspapers. I they loved me. And this is an interesting thing. And I'm going to tie this in interestingly with what I'm saying about Euro origin women, because the woman that was supposed to be the coordinator, that was the coordinator of the press junket, my gosh, she was supposed to be my friend. So she recommended me because they were asked, who do you recommend to be the top people to do these things? So I was recommended based on my merit, even though she and I were good friends. But I can safely say that I have the merit, and that's how people get ahead, because you say, I know just the person for this job. You know, I'm not, this is not nepotism or favoritism. Sorry, nepotism is only by blood. But is it favoritism when you know that the best person for the job is actually someone you know really well? And is that fair then to rob them of an opportunity to showcase their skills for the betterment and enhancement of someone else, just because they're, you know, close to you? So no, it's not. So she absolutely recommended me, and it was wonderful. But this is a woman who who likes to be center stage, like Euro origin women love to be center stage. If not Euro origin in skin, certainly in blood. If there's Euro blood in someone, they need to be center stage. I cannot tell you that in any other way. It's quite intriguing. Now my darling is kneading over there. So it's quite intriguing, this. And I'm not saying this out of any bigotry. Understand that I still have very close relationships with Euro origin women, and some of them I am very tight with. I call them my sisters. But, you know, I do also really enjoy being with, I know this sounds crazy, but being with someone from where I'm from, you know, of a type. I love that two of my closest friends now are also, you know, and it's interesting though. I mean, it's a weird way to say this, but I haven't even met them, but we have connected, and we're from the same place, and we're all very different in racial grouping and even religion, you know, which is fascinating for us. Anyway, there's something different when you are tight and close with people from who know where you are from, and know where you're coming from, and know your way. So that's why you had said, you know, I was very white in manner and whatever. And it's like, well, no, I'm full Indian. But I understand now a few things that happen. So it's really nice to, you know, be in our global multicultural ways. I love it. So anyway, going back to the things I'm saying. So back to Oman. And so this friend who was the coordinator of this press junket, she was used to getting a lot of attention in Australia, and for me, I'm like, fine, I don't care. How old was I? I was 42. It didn't matter to me. I didn't need that kind of attention. And besides, this is why I love having gorgeous, intelligent women friends, because yes, everyone does, you know, attention for us all, please. And look how smart I look, having such a gorgeous, smart friend to, you know, hang with and learn from and talk with. I mean, hello, why would you? But, you know, so that's fine. I think we all, you know, need to, like, be with who, you know, attract who you think you are. So love who is deserving of you, but be someone of that caliber to have the kind of love that is deserved, that the people have to deserve. Now, I don't mean to point fingers, but let's just think of this as drumsticks. The pointing. Oh man, I know pointers. I know some, you know, this oily chested flag bearer of a proud nation loves to, hey. And there's these Hindi cinema actors, Salman Khan and all that. Oh my God, you dick. Hey, you know.
Webam pose.
Justin Timberlake. You know, oh my God, look, don't start me on Justin Timberlake, Brad Pitt. Stop me, because I'll dedicate an entire episode to that. Oh, I have never liked Brad Pitt. Dwayne is really amused by how much I do not like Brad Pitt. And I have not liked him from the moment I saw him in Thelma and Louise. I just went, gag me. And I'll talk about actors and the roles they choose later. We're still better. I'm finishing this. So, Oman, right? Great. So we get to Oman, and from the moment I stepped foot on Oman Air, I was the center of attention. And I was like, okay, well, thanks. Maybe they know I'm the eldest here. I'm the older, you know, I don't know. But as soon as I step into Oman also, and it became very apparent to me that my friend absolutely hated that, because as a white woman, and the kind of white woman who is, because she's, you know, Rubenesque, should I say, and she used to get a lot of attention because she's a naked performer, but also very smart, and you know, this is why the attraction was there, the friendship attraction, smart and liberated, and you know, multi-skilled, etc. But my God, when insecurity is what drives and fuels you, holy cow, you cannot be friends with, you know, with women, because you've got to understand, we can all be wonderfully big personalities and wonderful, you know, stage takers, etc. But we have got to share all of this. We've got to share it all. You can't just be there for your benefit, because I had already, and I think I had told you this, my darling. Oh, are we going into the lemonade?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm just gonna make some.
You know, I told you that at times, you know, like we'd cover a story, because we're both journalists and I'm a photographer. So I'd do the photography for her piece and photograph her, and I would photograph everybody. Is that like, if we'd go to a thing like a 50s fair? Well, I love to dress up, and I know how to carry myself. And so, of course, I, as a photographer, I like to dress. I've always done that. I've always dressed to represent what it is I'm photographing. So when I'm photographing, people can see what, and they reflect, you know? Yeah. So even when I'm photographing a shoot, I dress a certain way, like just an editorial, you know? Not, you know, but I make sure that I dress and I direct, or I don't know, it all helps in getting the maximum.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you, my darling. The maximum emotion out of who I am photographing. Anyway, so at this fair, I got photographed more. My gosh, didn't she sulk? She sulked. And a few other times I've occasionally gotten the attention more. My gosh, why do Euro origin women sulk when they don't get even Euro-blooded? The person can be black on the outside, half white. Oh my God, if they're not the center of attention, woo! It's insane. Okay, now we're having a lemonade thing here. So, but let me finish this, what I'm saying. But yeah, it was always weird, but she had enough great qualities for me to just like, okay, brush those over. But in Oman, it became really apparent, because I got attention everywhere I went. And I will show you, you know, photographs in the newspaper and all these other things that happened, and the special treatment I got. And someone, a male friend of mine, said to me later, well, what did you expect? You go into a country where it's predominantly brown-eyed, you know, and lighter and dark skin, and not dark skin, sorry, dark hair, or all shades of melanin, sorry. And because when I'm in a country, I dress accordingly. I dress, you know, how they dress, and I dress out of respect, so I don't dress down. I dress up, always dress up. And people treat me like, well, thank you very much for respecting our country like this. So I get a lot of good treatment everywhere I go. I can't deny that, my darling. You've seen it yourself. And it's been described to you. My ex-partner has described to you. Now, my darling, what are you making? Oh, you are making coconut sugar syrup.
Yes, I am.
So I left that on a silly note. I said that, you know, you have been told, you know, how people react, and I think it's to do with how I respect their countries.
Oh yeah, yep.
By the way, Dwayne is now making lemonade, and he's first making coconut sugar syrup.
That's right.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Yummy. So we'll get back to that. Let me finish the stories. My gosh, I do digress. So it's all connected, okay? And then I just got absolutely like punished by her because of the attention I got, and it was ridiculous. Just humiliated in front of everybody, you know, put down constantly, etc., etc. And then, of course, she throws herself at the guide who was the kind of, you know, fuckboy type who, ugh, we all know the type who then, you know, latches on to what he thinks is the alpha female of the group, and that was me. And I thought it was really cool because he wanted to practice his Hindi. By the way, speaking Hindi is a huge bonus everywhere you travel in Asia and South, you know, and Middle East, because Hindi cinema, especially, people are huge fans of, and they learn Hindi from that. And then because of that, you can converse. So in the Middle East and in Asia, I have always had a really great time conversing with everybody. And it gives you, you know, added benefit. So that was really interesting to me in Oman, the happening like that. So it was really lovely. But the bad behavior of this Euro woman, to get more and more attention, this is an Islamic country, and we were all told, you know, keep everything from elbows up and knees up. Actually, women, sorry, even the men, ankles up, cover. They don't actually, the Quran, and they do stipulate that men do need to cover themselves as well. You can't just walk around in shorts and, you know, singlets. You do have to respect what they ask of you. I'm not saying it's right. In some ways, I think, come on. But I am not going to disrespect their ways. I'm not. I will be courteous and accept that these are their ways. And I'm not going to, you know. But she was supposed to be the one representing the organization. She's sitting on fence, pulling her dress up to her thighs, you know, and just behaving in such terrible ways. And you're a white woman. Why do you need so much attention? Why? And those of you who are in the templates, why? Anyway, look, we've got lemons. So
we make cookies.
Oh wow, look, I love this ritual. So I need to actually keep this here. You know, I really miss my glass juicer. I had a glass one. We all would have had one in Fiji. All of us had all these wonderful.
We had one in Fiji.
We had one in Fiji. Did we pack it?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So we have to talk about that time in Fiji. I keep promising that. I'm very much an energy person, so I do it when the energy and the timing is right. This I want to continue talking about Oman, because I absolutely loved Oman and the atrocious behavior of this woman, my God. And then the lies. Oh dear. Anyway. So please do tune into the podcast episodes, Radio Fly. When I do publish them, I might actually put up the links in the caption for this as well, so you can hear what I'm talking about in depth. Now, I was talking about Oman and how much I love it, and that kettle and coffee and freshly brewed things, and how everything is just brewed with love. Oh, I fell in love with dates in Oman, because everywhere you go, there's just, you know, we do like pulp, sweetheart. We do like pulp, especially in lemonade. We do like pulp, yes. Excuse me while I just do some things here. Oops. Look, I'd rather just have this on you. And I've got to figure out a way. I do love. You make everything look so beautiful.
Yeah, but I mean,
what are these? So this is indigenous owned, so I'm quite happy to have that shown. And I don't, you know, I like to promote First Nations owned businesses because that's how to make a difference in this construct. Reparations means actual, money for us all, for all multicultural creatives. You white people want to really, really show that you want to make a change, that you're sorry for how your ancestors behaved and colonized, etc., etc. If you white people really, really want to make a change, you've got to step off and step aside and step away. You really do. Old people too. Old people too. It's time for young people to come to the fore. I do include 50-year-olds because I think especially women, 50 to 65, and I'd say 75 now. I'd say women 50 to 75 now are the ones who should be taking over, and having young people of all genders, and giving young women unfettered, unadulterated, no stipulations, and certainly no fear. Giving them platforms. But also young women, you've got to understand that older women do actually know a bit more than you do. We do.
Well, older people do in general.
Older people do. However, there comes a time when older people just get a bit too greedy. I think women in their 50s now, we're like, hey, I want to share stuff with you. But be deserving of the knowledge I share. Be deserving of the love a woman gives, and be deserving of the knowledge a person shares. Respect it. And also respect, I'm not saying respect the person. Respect the knowledge. If you choose to respect a person, that's your choice. Gosh, look at all these. Beautiful lemons will be lemonade soon. Just maybe if I just lower. I always think that birds are just going to just fly in and over my shoulder while I sing a song about our daily life.
This Disney princess shit was real.
I'm serious. I have been doing this since a child, and you can tell.
Yep.
And my mom would always say to me, "You sing better." And she'd la la la, because I'd be, as a child, as I am now, I was as a child, just walking, gathering flowers and la 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 la. Why not? Why do we forget the child in us just because we grow to be an adult? The child is still in us because we're not separate from that child. We grew up, not out.
Grow up.
And yeah, that's a terrible thing. People say grow up to make it sound like grow out of your childness. And childness is where fact and transparency and truth are. So a childhood trauma is not a good thing. So beautiful. Now, I was going to talk about other things. So I started on Oman, and the reason why is because of the dates, because that's where I got addicted to Arabic coffee and dates, because there are dates everywhere. And why I wanted to talk about this is because my sister-in-law, her in-laws' compound, their home, their family home, their front yard has a date tree that they've had for decades. Oh gosh, however old that's probably existed there forever. And it's a ritual with them, to take the dates and then dry them and prepare them, etc. So when we also got a wonderful, portion of dates from Oman, from your brother-in-law's family tree, and it feels so special, and such beautiful dates.
Yeah.
Feels so special to eat it. It's lovely.
It's from the other side of the world.
Yes, literally this one. It didn't, well, they all come from the other side of the world, literally, but directly is what I mean. It came, directly from the source to us, and that feels good. And I love that this kettle was in Oman, and my sister-in-law chose it specifically so it can be used to cook, and it's not just for decoration, because I can't stand that. Everything, this is what Dwayne has said this about me before, because I say it about him. Dwayne uses everything. There's this, I call it luxurious frugality, where you must use everything, be grateful for everything, particularly in a world right now that, scarcity and billionaires, what? People scraping on the ground for food because that's where the flour fell. And there's billionaires celebrating sons' weddings. Mind you, these sons, it's like, ooh. Luckily you got money because you ain't got much else. Anyway, yes, I am shallow. I don't deny it. It's not about being shallow. It's about what merit do these people have to have all this money? And you can go and say all things you want, that these billionaires have done it through hard work. My head. And I'm sorry, but that money came from and off other people's backs, petrochemicals and raping the earth. No. You cannot be a billionaire in the world. Millionaires, sure. There's enough money in this world for, I believe, every adult to be at least one millionaire. There's enough money. There's going to be a trillionaire announced soon. It was 100 years ago, thereabouts, circa 100 years ago, that the first billionaire existed. And surprise, 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 it was either a Rockefeller or a Rothschild. And their histories are very complex. Anyway, we are talking about fresh lemonade, which my darling has just squeezed. What's this?
Fresh lemon.
Right.
Squeezed lemon juice.
And that's the lemonade?
No.
Oh, that's the flu bomb.
No, that's just squeezed lemon.
Oh,
Before
right.
the lemonade.
Oh, right.
I'm going to mix it with water and juicer
Oh.
to make lemonade.
Oh, see, there you go. Luckily, I'm not the one cooking. Because I would have squeezed all of
That's
those.
just lemon juice.
Nope.
You want to drink it? Ooh, it might kill some flu.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Dwayne's flu bomb really kills all the germs. And that's what I was saying, the story of that. It just absolutely cleaned out my system the first time. And now we drink it whenever, at one stage through winter, we were drinking it every night. It's a real immunity booster. And that's, and so, we drink it now every week or when we have the lemons, etc. And yeah, it just you can feel it killing all of the germs. It's so good. Anyway, so now lemonade is being made. Sugar syrup is syruping over here. Coconut sugar syrup, my friends. Coconut sugar syrup, okay?
Specifics, please.
All right. We don't do cane sugar syrup and things like this, even though sugar cane is part of our legacy or history, ancestry, certainly our story. something like that. Oh, and this is one of my vintage jugs. We have the jugs around our place so that I can remember to drink water. I love rituals. When I do things with a bit of celebration and ceremony and make something look pretty, I will go to it. I like having jugs of water around with matching glasses. We don't drink a lot. We have done, and we do enjoy various types of alcohol, like coconut rum liqueur from Fiji Rum Co. It is drinking liquid silk, my friends. Forget what you know about coconut rum liqueur. You have not had coconut rum liqueur, the ambrosia that it is, until you have had Fiji Rum Co.'s coconut rum liqueur. And mastiha. And the one we got, the one that we like, is actually one I drank in Athens. And I was introduced to mastiha in Athens by a Greek bartender who said, try this. And his name was Costa. So try this. You would like this. I'm like, okay. And the aroma hit me first. And then, oh my gosh. This was, mastiha is like drinking the earth. It is earthy and it is grassy and it is clear. And when I came back to Australia after that trip, it was not long after that you joined us and I introduced you to mastiha, and you immediately experienced what I experienced.
Yeah.
So that's a drink we like to drink together, and I urge you. Mastiha is mastic gum, and so people, of course, you would have eaten perhaps ice cream, like the mastic ice cream. It's very gummy. It's a sap. Mastiha is a sap. It's stunning. Stunning. So we like that. And coconut rum liqueur. And we do, Dwayne and I do love tequila. I must confess. But we don't shot it. I don't scull tequila. We drink it. We sip it. And for a while, we were doing it this way. We called this one in the restaurant that I co-owned. We called it the Three Amigos because we paired or tripled a certain tequila. It's a certain brand, but I don't know. I'm not advertising alcohol here. Please have discretion here because I don't know. This is not for kids, not for under 18s. With I'm saying Corona beer because Corona beer is almost, you can't say it any other way, because it has a wonderful taste that I love. I love lemons, not so much limes. I love lemons, but people get like, ugh, you must have a lime with them. Like, whatever. It's for my personal taste. I want lemons. So lemons and Corona, and jalapenos. So it's all Mexican. So it's tequila, the beer, and jalapenos. So you take a sip. Then you take I can't remember the order.
So it was sip the tequila, eat the jalapeno, sip the beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what a wonderful coupling here. What wonderful flavors.
Yeah.
So we do like a certain type of tequila, and we also like a very, 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 very expensive tequila. That is, look, it's drinking the agave or the tequila, the cactus that it comes from. It's drinking its ancestry. It's drinking its core. It is just beautiful. So we understand the art and science of alcohol. We don't drink a lot of alcohol. But what I'm saying is that if we did, I would totally have. We have a drinks trolley, by the way. We do have a drinks trolley because I love all that shit. But we would have it because, I like the ritual of it. I do love it. I love ritual. I think these are lovely ways to celebrate ourselves, regardless of your environment. Have little spots of ritual. There's also, we call them altars, and people pray to the God that they most resonate with, and that gives them most peace. At the altar, I pray too. I have an altar and I pray, and I mostly pray to myself. I know that sounds crazy to people who are like, what? You arrogant. Nah. No. Oh, hear me out here. Because I, of course, do believe that divinity is within us and godliness is what we choose to see as, the divinity outside of us. So we, whatever. Anyway, let's go back to the lemonade. So for me, prayer is affirmation. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Like, I must move this out of the way.
Put some more water.
Oh my goodness. And there's still so many lemons left. We have like a lot of lemons left.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry. Lemons, like you're going to use it to clean the house, etc., everything. And also keeping lemons seemed in rooms, just like one, if you can, because lemons are expensive, so don't waste them. But these are not, I guess it's not wasteful. If you take a lemon and put it in a room and just sort of, and then the smell, and it feels like it's going to just, I don't know, imbue its antibacterial presence in the room it's in. I don't know, something like that.
Feels like it.
Feels like it.
That's what happens when you put onions. A cut onion in a room, it absorbs
That's
toxins.
And I mean, there are stories of putting onions on your feet, etc., to absorb things. And look, these may be old wives' tales, but the old wives knew what they were talking about. These weren't just tales; they were remedies, and a lot of them have gone on to be. Modern medicine has been inspired by a lot of these old wives' tales. The ancients knew what was up. It's just that evolution progresses things, and things change, and now we know some things are good for you, some things are not. However, with things like eggs and potatoes and all these things, are they good for you this year? Who knows? But now, where was I? Had I finished about the Omani kettle and all that? Well, I will talk to you about Oman and show you. And if you're interested in Oman, I do still have contacts, but it is an incredibly progressive country as well, and just beautiful. And it's got sea, it's got mountains, it's got a city. It's just Wonderful, wonderful. Looking forward to showing you and sharing and then exploring with you, my darling. Okay, so. Oh my gosh, lemonade. Oh wow.
Taste. Open the fridge up.
Okay, okay. Taste.
Taste it. More sugar, more what?
Oh my God. This has just taken me straight back to Fiji.
It's dark because it's coconut sugar.
Yes. Oh yes, I should. It's yes. Coconut sugar will always be dark. So if this was just normal sugar, this would actually
Brown,
be
but
but just a deeper lemon.
yeah.
And just the lemon, but deeper, so you know that there's something else has been mixed here. But this has taken me straight back. Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, I like that slight tang. I like that tang.
Okay, cool.
You know, I don't like it. I don't want it to strip my teeth of enamel.
Yeah,
So that's not what it's doing. But it's making my eyes go ah, and I like it.
Yeah, enough sweet.
Yeah, I think so. You can put a little bit more syrup, but it's a lemonade, you know?
Yeah.
So I like the lemonade to taste like lemon. Where was I, friends? I don't know. Ooh, cold, yum.
Yeah, that'll be refreshing.
Very refreshing. It's very refreshing. I prefer coconut sugar. It's got less problematic qualities. Coconut, of course, is absolutely marvelous. You can utilize it for everything. Have I finished threads? Probably not, because I am talking about quite a few different things. Do we have, how many more minutes do we have left, darling?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good, because I did want to talk about other things, but, well, I didn't. We took off, we had an evening off last night and just watched the sky, watched the moon. I photographed bats flying across the moon. It's not a full moon yet. It's coming out. It's very beautiful. We watched some favorite shows. Well, mine specifically DVDs of Wonder Woman. This is the second season. When I was a child in my early 70s and 70s, etc., this was one of my favorite shows. I wanted to be Wonder Woman's best friend, kind of thing. And we're watching that. But what we watched last night was one of my most favorite movies ever, because it's one of my favorite books ever. And right now I'm going through my library and rereading the books I have. I haven't bought new books for a while because the last time I did was during the lockdowns to support authors and bookstores, etc. And I bought a lot of especially Black authors. And I had done a little bit of a review on Instagram, and I haven't done that here, but I will, because I'm rereading books and I want to recommend some of these wonderful books. And one of the books I am rereading, two books I am rereading, are Carl Sagan's Cosmos and Contact. Now, I read Contact first in 1985, and I was just blown away. And I wanted to be an astrophysicist because of Dr. Eleanor Arroway. Now, I will talk to you more about the whole story and who the character of Eleanor Arroway, is based on. She's actually based on a real live woman who is still living, I'm certain. And but the story of Contact is so beautiful, and it is truly about faith and connectivity and understanding that, oh gosh. But I love the book. When I read the book, it just, yeah, really just enthralled me. So that's what we watched.
Better than the movie? Always.
Well, they had to make the movie the way they did, because in the book, that which takes Ellie to where she has to go, takes about 20 years to build.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And there's other things involved, and they had to, shorten it for the sake of the movie.
Yeah.
But the movie, directed by Robert Zemeckis, who, by the way, Robert Zemeckis is married to someone who is equally famous, who is just a good director. But Robert Zemeckis is one of my favorite directors because of a couple of other movies he's done. But he likes to go to Fiji. There's a private island there, which I won't say. I better not. He and his wife go there for R&R. How lovely. Because Fiji used to be the playground of the rich and famous. Mainland, only the offshore islands are now. The mainland is for the people tourism Fiji targets, which are not the people. Anyway, everyone has a right to be there as long as they're not there to exploit the country anymore and treat people like they're their personal servants. But anyway, what am I saying? What am I saying? What am I saying, folks? We watched Contact last night. Oh gosh, starring Jodie Foster as Ellie Arroway and Matthew McConaughey. Hey, is all right. I'm sorry, I can't say all right. It's just like cookies are ready. Oh my god, the cookies are ready. Oh my gosh. Dun, 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 dun. The date slices. Look, this is why we call them cookies. These are not biscuits. These are cookies because they're chunky. They're chunky. And oh my gosh, so here you go. We have lemonade with coconut sugar and cookies. These ones are not cookies. These are a cookie slice, date cookie slice, and it's got pepita and oats. Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Yum. I want to have some with coffee now.
Cool.
And this is Arabic spiced coffee. So Dwayne puts cardamom and cloves with Turkish coffee and grinds other stuff. And do you put saffron in it?
Yeah.
And saffron. And you don't put rose water. I think that's another component, but that's okay. Because we don't need it to smell like anything. It smells like coffee. But my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, these look great too. I'm looking forward to trying what the strawberry gum will taste like. Because strawberry gum is eucalypt. And what strawberry gum does is enhances the flavor of anything else. So anything fruit you're making or cooking, what it does is it's a gum. So it joins and it enhances and bolsters and has a unique flavor of its own. So I ate some flakes on its own and I'm like, bark, but it has a lovely aftertaste. And all of a sudden the aftertaste then provides that subtle strawberry aroma that is part of this strawberry gum. Now, because this is a First Nations owned brand, I will show you that that's what it's called. And this was given to me as a gift by a friend, and we're using it in the cookies, and I'm really thrilled about all of that. So we do use a lot of natural products as much as possible. We haven't really used a lot of indigenous products or things, indigenous ingredients, because I've always been fascinated by it. Remember at the beach it's called pig face, the seaweed. We've got a little bit of here. It's not seaweed actually, so it's greenery that grows on beaches, etc. You can eat that, and because I love edible flowers, etc. And a lot of flowers are edible, but please check. So I'm not going to share with you which ones. You need to check for your own self. But I do love edible flowers. And also you can't just pick any bush anywhere and just eat that because you don't know what it's been treated with. So buy edible flowers from, from reputable places. I just love all the different greens, etc. And knowing bush food is so wonderful. And so Fiji people know bush food. And I love growing up as an Indo-Fijian, growing up in Fiji. I mean, your mother knows like what bushes, etc. To get, I love that. What wonderful knowledge to have.
That new medicines.
That's right. It's very cool. I really love all of that. Anyway, so Contact, what a beautiful movie of both spirituality and science, and both are the pursuit of truth with faith. Or, fact, all of that. So, okay, well, that's us for today's feed. Thank you very much for being here. Fresh lemonade and cookies. I will put, recipes there if you're interested. I'm sure you're probably thinking, well, you don't have this and you don't have that. It doesn't require it. We do tend to eat. It doesn't last long, but that will last a week. And that's enough for it to be so that it doesn't require preservatives. But I think the gum in one is preservative enough. And I think dates have also got an interesting quality where these were the fruit of the desert. You know, travelers, the nomads, the Bedouins would travel through the desert eating dates because it is packed full of nutrients. You don't need a lot. That's why it's a very rich flavor, because it's meant to satisfy all the senses. So that's so wonderful. And
I've stacked it a bit.
you have stacked it, but that's why I know one with a wonderful cup of coffee
Is
will be
enough.
absolutely splendid. Oh my gosh, thank you. And this, of course, is the freshly squeezed lemon lemonade with coconut sugar, which is why it's that dark. I assure you, it tastes absolutely glorious. And for me, the first sip took me right back to Fiji, because we had, what is it called?
Mol-
What?
Molicaro.
Molicaro,
Yeah.
sorry. It's the local lemon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
juicy.
that's nice.
And you mix it, and it's just beautiful and so refreshing. Nibu pani, you know? But that's what they call it in India. We don't, I don't know, I can't
I
remember.
remember making lemonade when we were younger, but we never made the syrup. So you
Right.
just stand there for like
Oh,
half an hour
yes.
stirring the lemonade so the sugar would dissolve.
I say, oh, yes, like I had to do it,
So-
but I would ask my mom.
That's why syrup.
Right. Wonderful.
Melted.
Brilliant. Thank you, darling. I'm so looking forward to it. I'll let you know, but I'm sure you know that this is just going to be so absolutely delicious. So when I say I mean like, oh, I have to go. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you again next time. We're doing another feed this weekend, so we'll let you know when. Thanks for being here. Bye. Thank you, my darling.